Hello, I'm very excited to share that my new chapbook, Dispatches from the Unfillable Sinkhole, is now available. And I wanted to share a couple poems with you and talk to you about this collection. I'm going to first share a commercial because in the notes page in the back of my little chapbook, I do have a note with a reference to this commercial. It's from the 80s and I need to share it so you can get where I'm coming from.
Next. Sorry.
This Easter, lots of bunnies are trying to be the Cadbury Bunny. But there's only one Cadbury Bunny, and he brings the two candies perfect for Easter. Cadbury's mini eggs with their sugar shell and milk chocolate inside, and Cadbury's cream eggs with their chocolate shell and creamy filling. Which is why no bunny knows Easter better than him.
Okay, I want to show you the poem while I'm reading it because I think that's important to this as well. So the first poem in the chapbook is called Crullers Are Lonely, Sweet Breakfast Tornadoes. Crullers are lonely, sweet breakfast tornadoes, staging apology tours on your paper plate. They're solving mysteries in the Midwest. Today's quest, why we continue to eat Cadbury eggs, rolled in pink, spring green, and blue foil, that have reduced in size, increased in price, advertised with ever larger rabbits over the decades. We have seen the future, and it's not egg-shaped. Think cylinder, churro, funnel. Cream eggs and rabbits are still mandatory for resurrection. Remember, no bunny knows it better. Think ovulation cycle, overpopulation all over North. We polluted our dreams and found ourselves edging to starvation without an egg to beat. The very next poem is about the Stanford marshmallow experiment. I found out about this a few years ago, and if you're not familiar with it, I do have a link in the back of my chapbook. You can go research it yourself. Stanford marshmallow experiment. A child will grow patient and wait longer if he doesn't know what's at stake. What's at stake? No one can say really, except the ones holding the lab coats, holding cake tins filled with pretzels. Every person spends days like candy, flick an hour into a friend's mouth, toss more into budding cavities. Thanks to a hole, lose half the stash in backyard ethereal play. The test is rigged. Good kids keep their hands in their pockets, under constant supervision for one sweet youthful nibble of temptation. And the last poem I'm going to read is called Tell Me That I'm Good, which is the third poem. Tell me that I'm good. Don't compare me to nasty honeydew or avocado, foods that turn too fast, that no one really likes, just passing fads. I know I can't make it back to shore. 11 minutes past sunset, the dark, lonely swimmer who won't ripen. These recipes recorded by our grandmothers are collected, perfected, photocopied, and distributed to family members on Christmas, then never read. These days, I love to tread water in the middle of the lake. If I avoid the kitchen with its mysterious flavors and new foods, I'll skip the fork and frequent meals and the drowning plate with every morsel drenched in salt and hate. This chapbook was born out of the pandemic. Many of us in 2020 were trying to survive being isolated and disruption of our regular routines. And for me, I was working from home and trying to handle my kids' schooling. And at the same time, I discovered a TV show. And for some reason, this TV show during that time, I feel, saved my life. BoJack Horseman is a cartoon. It is on Netflix. And it's goofy to talk about. And I guess I just don't care what people think. But during the pandemic, once I discovered this cartoon, I found my purpose. And I began writing poems about this TV show. And this collection, this chapbook of poems, explores all the food-related poems that are in reference to BoJack Horseman. I highly recommend BoJack to everyone I meet. I'm kind of proselytizing the show to people because I feel like it touches on everything that I care about, which is about recovery and acceptance of self and a little bit of nihilism because I am that way. And I wanted to add to that, right? So the poems are mine and they're about my struggles, but if you are a BoJack Horseman fan, you will find lots of little glimmers of the show in each poem. So I hope that you enjoy it. And if you're not a BoJack Horseman fan, I hope that you check it out. And I really hope to continue writing these poems, and I really hope that they bring solace to some people. For me, poetry is a catharsis, a way to get through things. Anytime something bad happens, I turn to writing, as I'm sure a lot of us have our own unique way of surviving. And these poems help me survive. And I hope they help you too. Thank you.